Yay! Oh my gosh. Hey everybody, I could not figure out how to make this thing go live with the new Facebook layout. I'm like clicking the button that says go live and nothing's happening. And then I'm starting to freak out because it's like I can't find anything. So, all right, I think we are good to go. Um, that was a little stressful. I have not done a Facebook Live since January when I did the 30-day goals challenge. So if you join me for that, um, hopefully you're back for these. I'm going to be doing a series. We're going to see how it goes through August, where I'm going to come on like every other week and talk about a specific topic, and we'll see how that goes. So if people like them, if I don't get stressed out over them, we'll try to make this a regular thing. But for now, just like towards the end of summer, I'm just going to pop on every other week and chat about a specific topic, and then we'll have some time for Q&A to talk about that specific topic or anything else you want to chat about. So let's go ahead and get started. Just FYI, you may see my eyes shifting a little bit because I'm trying to, I'm going to be reading off of my notes because there's a lot to say about the whole thing about managing your time. And I want to make sure that I get to every point. So I have my notes, I have physical paper notes, I have notes on my screen. So if you see my eyes kind of going like, it's not because I'm crazy, I'm just because I'm looking at my notes. Okay, so if you've been following blog, cdebsays.com, the Facebook, or you may see me on Instagram, you know that I've been talking a lot about using your summer to focus on like self-improvement, dusting off your dreams you may have shelved, creating a life versus just existing, and reassessing your goals in response to everything that 2020 has thrown at us so far. So you may be thinking about those things and you're like, yeah, I want to look at my goals, or I want to start a new health and wellness routine, but I just don't have enough time. Like, there's so much stuff I want to do, but I just cannot find the time to do it. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today is time management, how to manage your time, and how to find time. So here's a quick question for you. How much time do you spend watching Facebook, spending time on social media, laying on the couch, scrolling through, Instagram, Pinterest, or whatever? And, if you're the average person, it's probably more time doing that than you think. And I myself am guilty of this. I use, like many people, use social media or TV to escape. And, we're living in extremely stressful times right now. And, we all have different coping mechanisms. And one of my ways is to just like zone out on a silly Netflix show, or, the news, which is not really good. And, looking at Twitter battles and, full disclosure, this is how I spent a lot of March, April, May, and even into June because, just, it was quarantine. So you're in the house, you don't have anything to do. You're trying to figure out what's going on with, Rona, and, it's stressful. So, I remember thinking at the beginning of when all of this happened, it's like, okay, every single goal I had was like turned on its head. And that was disheartening and a little discouraging. So, um, I just kept vegging out, watching the news, doing social media. But the sad thing about all of that is that it took me further away from what I wanted to do. And I realized that, sometime in June, I wasn't like doing what I should be doing. And I said, I'm going to reassess, reconnect, and redirect what I'm doing, because all of that was not was sucking up my time, but it was also like not making me feel productive at all. So I just pulled away from, TV and social media because it's time sucking and soul sucking. And, don't get me wrong, I still indulge in those things every once in a while, but it's about distractions and not letting them pull me away from what's important. And the biggest thing about TV and social media is that you get so caught up in it, and you just, next thing you know, it's like hours later. But how often do you say, oh, I never got around to A and B and I really wanted to do that, but I didn't have any time? Well, think about all the time you and mental energy you spend on social media. I'm going to argue that you could spend that same amount of time doing and focusing on the things that matter to you most. So the goal is to live more intentionally and do things with purpose. So we don't want to let social media and TV distract us from that. And I'm not saying there isn't a time for either of those things. I'm just saying that, you know, you got to be aware of what is sucking up your time and pulling you away from the things that really matter. So let's talk about, maybe instead of spending time on something that is not, what do I say, enriching and fulfilling, maybe, you decide you could use more time to go for a walk or have a conversation with your spouse or your kids, or, you know, focus on your goals or do a hobby that you are saying that didn't get around to, because you'll be amazed at much how free time you have when you put away all of the social media and the TV and the negativity. And the point is that when you become more aware of how and where you spend your time, you'll be able to better manage it and be more intentional about it. So if you're more intentional and purposeful with your time, that's going to have a profound effect on your life and well-being. So in my case, when I just like spent a week and I just said, I'm just going to kind of track where I spend my time. And I realized I was wasting a lot of time on things that were not really fulfilling to me. So I wasted like 3 months and doing nothing, or not as much as I could have done, because I was focusing on just, vegging out. And like I said, we live in tough times and sometimes you need to veg out, but you also need to do the things that feed you. And the news does not feed you. It just makes you more anxious. And it also adds more negativity. Same thing with social media. Some social media out there is really bad for you. Twitter is just full of all kinds of nastiness. But we get caught up in that. We internalize it. And then you wonder why. It's like, yeah, I just don't have the energy to, work, to read a book, or to work on that, project I wanted to do, or to work on that, hobby that I had. It's because you're filled with ick. And, it doesn't help you to move forward. So what I'm asking you today is to look at how you were, just think about last week. Like, how did you spend your time? And look at the places where you can make adjustments, because you do have the time to work on your goals. You do have the time to spend with your family. You do have the time to work on your hobby. You do have the time to look for a new job. Those are the things that are going to feed you. Those are the things that are going to help you get you to where you want to go. Once you scan your week and you realize that, yeah, I am spending a lot of time goofing off and not on the things that I should be doing, or the things that are more positive for me to doing, then, you'll scale back. And so the thing about that is look at how you can scale back. So like in my case, I say you can, hey, Mel, you can check in with the news or social media for like 15 minutes in the morning when you're eating breakfast. And that's it. I get a scan. What happened today? Pretty much the same thing that happened yesterday. COVID, you know, protests, typical day in America right now, as of August 20 or July 2020. So yeah, nothing new. And then I turn it off and then I go do the things that I need to do. I do the things that I've decided will help me live on purpose, whether it's, working on my business or reading something or a project, whatever it is. And then at the end of the day, I might check in on news again, for 30 minutes and then I'm done. Right. So that's how I manage my time. I spend the 24 minus 6 to 8 hours you get of sleep every night. That leaves you with 14. Math was not my words, not numbers. So I don't, 24 minus 8 is 16. So you have 16 hours left in the day. How are you going to spend that time? How are you going to live on purpose with that 16 hours? I think it's worth considering, and just spend a week. I guarantee you, thinking about like where you do the things. Even as you're doing it, you're like, you should be thinking like, is there another way that I could spend time? If there's something you need to do, if I need to look for a new job, I am not going to spend 2 hours on social media goofing off. If I know that I need a new job, I'm going to spend at least an hour and a half or whatever it takes. I'm going to prioritize that to look for my new job as opposed to spending my time on social media. So it's about priorities. It's about redirecting. It's almost like if you've ever heard that saying, it's like where you budget, your budget shows your priorities. It's the same thing. How you spend your time shows you what your priorities are. So if you look at how you're spending your time, you're going to get a very good idea about what priorities are in your life. And you might decide, might want to make some shifts. So, if you have any questions about that, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Otherwise, I'm going to move on because I know some of you are working from home and this might be your lunch break. So I wanted to do like a really quick motivational Monday type of thing, and not be on here forever just yang, 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 yang. So I wanted to just finish out by saying, you're probably thinking, yes, this makes a lot of sense. I know I want to be more intentional about my goals or how I'm living my life. So what do I do? How do I do that? So I encourage you to pick up a copy of the Vision Goal Planner. This is my book that I wrote, and it talks about how to set and achieve your goals, how to envision what you want, how to set your goals to support that. And then it includes, it's thick. Don't be afraid that it's thick because it's thick because in the back of the book, there are planner pages. So use the beginning of the book to figure out what your priorities are, what your values are, what the vision you have for your life. And that's like the first 50 pages. That's this part. So it's not a lot. And then you get back here, you get a year's worth of planner pages that help you manage your time. So as you're planning your week, you would put them in those planner pages and help you figure out like, what do you want to do every day? How do you want to, pursue your goals or hobbies or whatever it is you want to do. If you want to improve your relationships, you want to lose weight, you want to change your career, you want to go on a health and wellness journey, this workbook will help you do that, help you figure it out and how to, write your goals around that and how to like put it in the planner pages so that you are intentional about your time every day. It doesn't mean that you can't have fun. I'm just saying prioritize what you want to do and where fun fits in. this is a system that I've created over many, many years, and I just sort of put all the elements together into one thing. It's worked for me. It's how I manage my time and everything else. I've talked to other people about this. It's in terms of helping them manage their time and what they want to do. It's helped them. One of the reviews of the book was the book helped me see how all of my activities move me toward or away from my goals. And that's really the whole point of everything of the book. So if you want to check out that book, it is available in Vision Goal Planner. It's available. I don't know if yeah, here we go. This is a desk copy. That's why it has that weird bar on there, but it's available on Amazon. So check that out. And I have another more shameless plug. I now have an online store, and here's one of the items in my online store, this cute mug. Be the best best version of you can be. So if you go to cdubsays.com/shop, you'll see I have mugs, I have a tote bag, I have a cute iPhone and Android covers for your phones. And I'm going to be adding more items. Like I have some t-shirts that I want to do that will be coming soon. So in honor of the grand opening this week, I'm giving you 10% off your entire order through August 8th. So if there's some birthdays, coming up, or you just want to get a gift for yourself, check it out. And they all have motivational messages. So like goal getter and dream it and be the best version of you can be. And the mugs come in 2 different sizes. This is the small one, but there's like a tall one. So you can check that out. So I will leave a link to that. And there's also, if you're going the CDub Says Facebook page, you'll see a promo for that. And so if you got to use launch 20, LAUNCH 20 is the promo code that you use on checkout. So that's all I have for today. I know this was really quick. Unless you have any questions about the Discover Your Passion Challenge, that's coming up. Or we already just finished that, but if you missed it, you can just go online and sign up for it and get the daily emails with the prompts and the questions on how to discover your passion. And one more thing about Envision, I am going to be having an online course on the book Envision, and that's coming out in September. So through August, I'll be talking to you a little bit more about that and how you can access the course when it comes live. So that's all I have today. I will be back not next week, but the week after that. We're going to be talking about your personal core values, which is a really interesting topic. So thanks for tuning in. Mel, thanks for tuning in. Everybody else, thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a great week, and I hope that you look at how you're spending your time, and hopefully you come up with some really interesting surprises so that you can make some shifts and move toward where you want to go. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, everybody. Take care.